Welcome to the Central African Republic and to PASCA. The Central African Republic is a country about the size of Texas, landlocked in the heart of Africa, home to Anselm and his family, and to around 5 million citizens. It shares borders with some of the poorest and most unstable countries in the world, with Chad, Sudan, and Congo amongst its neighbours. Its capital is Bangui, where the Church of 92 Lodges is located. Anselm's father is the pastor, and Anselm recently returned home with his fiancée Josie. Josie interviewed Anselm whilst in CAR.
Maybe I can say more than a week now. It was just so amazing to get back home, because it's like after 4 years and move back and have a time with families and meet friends, and yeah. Trying to, my responsibility as, in my family is like operation manager, trying to see what needs to be done and how and when to sort something out, and also trying to see what's going on in the church, and to review the connection with people in the church, and also to get in touch with street children and try to have a chat with them, try to see what's going on. Basically, it's kind of things we have done last Sunday. Last Sunday we organized quite a nice drop-in with the children we have got already, with people from church, and also some children coming from straight away abroad. This Sunday is going to be the same. We're going to be together and welcome some children, giving them chance to have some shower and share some food, and to bring them in the presence of God through worship, prayer, and play some fun game. And Josie brought with her some amazing stuff for kids to play with, so I just so happy, and I'm looking forward to see street children playing with amazing stuff.
So what is PASCA? The CIR is home to some amazing families, but the effects of poverty, AIDS and civil war in neighbouring countries present their own challenges, the most concerning of which are the large numbers of street children. These are called Godobi by the local people, meaning children without a future. These kids live a life fending for themselves, with homelessness, exploitation, violence and hunger a daily occurrence. The church's response is to care for these children, spiritually, emotionally and physically. Anselm's own family have adopted 13 of these children. Many church members have done the same. The families themselves are poor, and often this means having days without food, even before school fees and clothes are brought into the equation. PASCA aims to support these families, to support street children practically, and to build a safe space where the children can come.
Whilst we were staying with the Bindalas, Oxen, who has now been off the streets for 3 years, shared his story with us. When Oxen was only 3 years old, he was left to his grandma by his mother, who moved to the next city looking for work. He never saw her again and did not know who his dad was. When his grandma died a year later, Oxen was left to a relative who had many children of her own. As a child who wasn't her own, he wasn't a priority to receive an education. Oxen had a strong desire to go to school and found himself on the streets of Bangui with a friend from his neighbourhood, begging for money to save up enough to attend a local school. Oxen would give his auntie all his money earned from begging on the street, with a view for her to send him to school in the next academic year. When the next year rolled around, Oxen asked his auntie for the money he'd earned from begging, but received physical abuse instead. Realizing he was not safe anymore living with this family, Oxen found himself sleeping on the streets of Bangui. Experiencing the violence on the streets of Bangui firsthand made Oxen realize how vulnerable and unsafe he was. This was when he first met Bibian Bindala from PASCA in CAR, who took him to a PASCA drop-in. Oxen now lives in Bibian's home as an adopted son. He loves Jesus and has been baptized.